welcome teacher Damián Rojas.
Morning, everybody.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Why don't we start with you telling us when did you graduate from school?
I graduated in 2011.
And where are you working or what are you teaching right now?
Teaching at Jerónimo Randic School at the moment.
Mhm. And so where did you go? What are you going to talk about today?
Well, today, and first of all, say hello to everybody. Greet my teachers. It's great to be here. Thanks, Miss Marion, for the invitation. Also, hi to the other teachers who have spoken here. Camila, Gina, and Madeline, also to students. And well, about my experience, it's a short presentation, and we had the opportunity to travel to Australia in 2011. I think I'm the oldest here, and in this case, this happened 9 years ago. So for me, it's nice to go and dig in some of the memories of it, and to this invitation, it's been great to kind of recall these things and wonderful memories. We visited Australia in 2011, and I remember like it was yesterday. It was Miss Bertha's call that she invited us to participate. There was an opening in this program by PIEP, and I never heard before, so we just give it a go. Talked to my mom if I was sure or not, and she said that it was all right. It's always good to consult your family if it's like, for example, I think it was Camila mentioned you need a bit of money support because they not usually, I mean, I don't know how it's working now, but at that time they had money things. So you need a bit of money, you know, to support yourself for at least a month. So they told me it was all right. I asked Miss Bertha if she considered myself like a good candidate, because when you study in a university, you kind of doubtful of your abilities. So she ended up saying that we would never know if I didn't go there. So I just tried. We applied for the scholarship. She recommended us to apply to UQ, and this University of Queensland in Australia, and a group of 4 more students from the same university. We applied for this program, which was called TESOL. The process was really smooth. We sent a lot of documents. We had to take a test. In that time, we took a test called ETAP. We took it in the Americano, right? And good scores. Then we had to show the documents to the agency in Santiago. We traveled to Santiago, signed up documents, visa, passport, a lot of things that the people from the PIEP helped you out. So it was really smooth. Honestly, they help you with everything and with the program as well. Gina mentioned, for example, choosing a good place. In our case, we didn't have that chance. We just had this one. Well, there were other students that traveled to China. I remember Rodrigo in that case, he stayed in China. But in our case, that one was the first option. So we just went for it. And from the starting point, everything went so fast. We got on a plane, we got to Australia. Everything was so different. And as I think it was Madeline mentioned and Gina, that we usually as students, we don't have that experience of traveling abroad. So it was everything big and new for us. So it was so exciting. We stayed with a homestay family. In my case, I decided to stay with a homestay family because it gave me the feeling of being with a real family. They treated me like a son. They gave me confidence. They show you the place around. They show you the university and stuff. And the contact with the teachers, Miss Bertha in that case, she was very close to us, asking us how it went and how it's going. And it was really nice. And also the contact with the agency was good too. And more than that, it was the closeness with the friends, with the people they traveled. I don't know if the rest of the presenters traveled by themselves, but in our case, we were 5 students who traveled to the same place and studied at the same university. So it was the sense of companion that kind of avoid us and avoid the feeling of homesickness, right? Um, we stayed in Australia for around 3 to 4 months, 4 months, yeah, and we studied at the University of Queensland in Brisbane. That Queensland is up north Australia. It's really quite tropical, I would say. Nothing like La Serena. The it could be very nippy in the morning, and then it could be stormy, and it could be really hot. So it's a really different situation. I was very impressed by nature, the animals, how people were very close with animals, and the kind of the lifestyle the Australian people have, like the sport in the morning, do your job, but at the same time have a lot of spare time to spend with the family, go to the parks, etc. The program itself was really interesting. I was doubtful at the beginning if I was up to the level, but in the end turned out very well. We took TESOL, which is teaching English to speakers of other languages, and also we took English for academic purposes, and also we took tests at the end of the program. At first we took an entry test, and then we took the TKT at the end. So it was good to have some certificates and come back to Chile with some things that could back up our English. So that was good in a way. Also, I had the opportunity. This was like an optional thing that I could take IELTS. So I took it in that time. Sadly, it only lasted for for 2 years, but I had the opportunity to take it. It was good. So I tried to immerse as much as possible in this experience, just like the teacher told me to do it. From the experience, I could say some things that I've learned and that have helped me as a teacher right now. I have now 9 years of experience. I would say that independence, although you travel with more people, you need to, do your things on your own. There will be problems. There will be issues with the language. Well, in my case, let's say that Australian English is not the most correct, or I would say friendly to the ear at the beginning. So it was a bit of a shock at the first week, but then it turned out really well and kind of blend in. But to be independent, ask, go, although you live with a homestay, try to explore, get lost. That's very important. Get lost, take the wrong bus, go to another place, go to the different class. You have to get that experience. Okay, at university, and as would say, as a Chilean society, we're kind of a very tight. Our parents are always on their shoulders. So I would say that would be one of the things that has helped me as a teacher. Another thing is to act quick, think out of the box. Okay, there are plenty of things that culturally Australians do differently, and kind of get used to it, to how people in English-speaking countries do things. Okay, they're really concrete. They go for the thing. We usually take more time. We're quite lazy sometimes, a bit relaxed, but they just go for it and they just give it a bite, and that's it. So act quick, think out of the box. Some people just stay there. You need to come up with a solution because, believe it or not, you're in another country, so you're a foreigner, and in the case, foreigners do not have the same opportunities, or they are not seen as the people from the same country. Another thing that has helped me could be also collaborating. Although you go by yourself, you start, making friends, making associations with people from other countries, working in groups with them. So this collaboration, that experience, that exchange of culture, you can learn a lot from them. So I've been applying that in my workplace. So you have to work with people with different characteristics. and you have to kind of take all of that and use it on your own. And two more things I would say: discipline, a lot of discipline, dedication, because as the girls mentioned, um, you're your parents' house. Probably they have control on you, so suddenly you're out there in a big place. You have money in your pockets. You can spend it all, and then you you can end up ruined. But you need to somehow be disciplined with your money. At the same time, you're given there's lots of material to study. You need to apply yourself. There's no one telling you study this and study that. You need to finish this or that. You need to organize yourself. And finally is tolerance. Okay, so in this case, being in touch with people from other countries, and especially living in Australia, where there are plenty of people coexisting, it gives you that sense of that you're just a member of a big thing, and you're in a kind of in a sad sense, you're not that special. I mean, there's plenty of people out there doing their best, to learn from each other and do it and trying to survive in the end. So you have to adapt to that. Okay, no one will care about you just because you're like a scholarship holder. You're just a member that need to do something about the group. Some other things that I could say that I've learned in my stay in Australia, that I've used as a professional, is how to stand on my feet, to stand my position. There's plenty of things, or there will be plenty of moments that you as a professional, you will be put in a dilemma or put in a difficult situation in which your values or your perspective of the world will be put into test, right? And in this case, you need to hold your ground and stick to your beliefs. Although sometimes you have to like cede a bit, but it's a really nice thing to know your stand in things. Schools, they move in a very shifty way, and sometimes some teachers, they don't have the best moments of it. So you need to have clear goals of what you want. Another thing is to be proactive. What they do, and in the case, for example, of living by yourself, you need to do everything on your own. Is to take the initiative, do the things. There's a kind of magic in this English teachers, that every time you're at the school, is that the English teacher, they bring out something extra to school. Okay, they bring out this creativity, they bring out these new ideas. So don't be afraid to say them out loud. Okay, contribute to the school. It can be better, especially now that we are trapped in this virtual teaching. Now, also I could say, and this is one of the last things I learned, and I've been using it as a professional, is the passion for learning. Like when you're out there, you will be seeing lots of new things. Okay, the things you learned at university, they could be expanded, and it's a whole universe. And surely you will discover that, for example, you would like to do a master in this, or you would like to do the PhD in that one. Okay, so this opportunity will give you tips on what to follow. Okay, some people like literature, and they will go up and get a master in that. So it's a nice opportunity to finally get really passionate about, one, the teaching, and two, about learning, which is the most important thing. Yeah, I would say that is the most important thing. Finally, if my view of teaching changed after I got this scholarship, I would say absolutely. It's a 360 turn. When I did my degree, because I was about to finish, it was 2011. I was about to finish, so we went to Australia in the middle of the career. I mean, just over the end, and just I came back, did my practicum. But from the previous experiences, what the other teachers have, you come back with these wonderful ideas. You have great teachers out there in these universities. They give you the best of the best, right? So you come back with those ideas and you want to apply them all. So then you kind of go back with these wonderful ideas, how to use them. You kind of tell them your colleagues, right, on how to use them. You come up really excited. And one of the things is that I would recommend, when you come back, you're going to feel a bit of a shock because your schools sometimes are a bit way. Okay, this is too revolutionary. We're not ready for this, but take it slow. Okay, change can happen. We take it slow. You can be the agent of change in your school. You can be the agent of change in your institution in this case. So I would say bring your ideas. Don't let yourself be blocked, okay, by your institution. Stand your ground and act creatively. Think out of the box. Think how you can contribute to your students to learn English and also to motivate them to travel as well. Because at least for me as a teacher, I want them to provide the tool, but my final goal is for them to go away, to study, to live their experience, to live the same that you did, right? And that was something that Madeline was talking about, that we want them to be in our shoes, right? Because out there they can be better. They can learn about the things. They can expand their visions of the world. So in that sense, I would say, sorry about that. In that sense, I could say, when you come back, reinvent yourself, keep trying, try to be the agents of change. And I would say that will be most of the things I've learned in this experience. It's been 9 years, as I said before. It's been great to revisit them. And I agree with Gina and Camila and Madeline. You get in love with traveling and you will never stop. That's true.
Thanks, teacher Damián, so much
sure.
for sharing your experiences in Australia with us. We'll have now our last round of questions and comments, so you can write them down to any of the teachers we've had here, and Francisca will read some of them. Fran? Fran?
We have some questions in YouTube, so I'm going to read those first. And the first one is, what were the requirements to apply to English Open Doors Scholarship?
Who would like to answer? We had some of them in the presentation of Miss Gina, I think.
Yeah, I remember, I don't remember all of the documents that you need to have, but first of all, what we were talking about, the grades, right? 5.5 onwards, that's important. Then a letter of application. You need the acceptance of the university abroad, of the program.
Assistantships, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, assistantships. I remember that you get some points because of that. And also, I forgot.
I remember 2 more things. I think they give you extra points if you live outside
If you live in a region, yeah.
And there was an extra point for something else, but I forgot.
If you are from an indigenous
right.
Background, yeah.
Yeah, I think you get some points there too. And of course, the international exam, the language exam.
Proficiency.
Proficiency, that's right, that one too, it's important. But if you are looking for more information about it, I know that in the webpage, the PF webpage, you have, the requirements there. I think that they are changing, but they are not so different from what we did.
That's more or less the same.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Fran?
The other one that we have says, the range of marks has to be in all the subjects we do?
Yeah, I think that's right. You mean the average, the
Yes,
the
the average.
5.5 thing? Yes, I
Mhm.
think that refers to an average of all the subjects.
So it's the total, not that you need a 5.5 in all of them.
Yeah, no, everything combined, an average.
Sorry, I remember that it's also important that you should be according to the level in all of your subjects. That's also another important requirement. For example, maybe if you're in fourth year, that means that you should be in all of your subjects in fourth year, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's also another important requirement.
And we also have another question from Damaris that said, while you're studying abroad, can you go travel to another countries around the country you're in?
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Totally. Yeah, actually, you can even go, if you're in Europe, for example, as the countries are really, really close to each other, you can go to another country as well. But as long as you have the papers or the certificate that you're studying in a certain university there, okay, and as long as you have your passport, sure, you can do it.
Sure. In my case, I studied in Canada, and I remember I had to also have some papers from the USA, because even if I was just traveling or flying over the area, I needed that paperwork. So if I had wanted to, I could have gone, but it didn't.
Yeah, you need some extra money as well. And
Yeah.
as you have your passport, you can move around, and you have to prove that you're a student in the country you're studying at. That's true. You can visit whatever country you want. Usually the programs stop for around a week or 2 weeks. So they give you time to do something. And when the scholarship finishes, they usually give you a bit of a time to do your things as well.
Yeah, good to know. Thank you.
Also, I want to add something about that. I think they give you the chance to like a month. I have a chance to take an extra month. So I finished my exams like January, like middle of January maybe, and then I had like a month, 3-4 weeks to travel. I had the chance also to travel with Miss Danai. We were together, and we were around Europe. And it was very easy to take the passport and like your documents and like, hey, I was a student at Southampton, so we were everywhere. Yeah, so that's a good thing, a positive thing. So you have some time to travel.
Fran, do we have any more questions?
We don't have more questions. We only have comments. For example, Genesis said that these experiences are so inspiring. I will love to study abroad one day in my life, maybe in Scotland or South Africa. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. You have to bear in mind that this is not the only chance. I mean, Open Doors program isn't the only scholarship around. There were plenty around. So be informed, ask your head of a career, ask all the teachers. I didn't know anything about scholarships, and after this one, I was like, oh, I want to get another scholarship. Find out anywhere I could, and yeah, luckily things develop in some way, and you get more scholarships. You have the opportunity to not just to travel to one country and just visit some more countries. So just go for it. Find information. Ask people who know. Ask people who have been there. And make contacts. That's very important.
I think Miss Marian wanted to say something aloud.
Well, yes, I just really want to thank Ruth for accepting our invitation and all the important information she has shared with us. I'm sure that it's going to be very useful for all students. And thank you very much, Gina, Camila, Damián, Madeleine, for sharing your experiences. I'm sure they are going to motivate our students to follow your steps. And as your former teacher and a colleague now, I feel so proud of all your achievements. and all the personal growth that you have acquired during this time. Um, it was a pleasure to have you all here, and all of you are part of our program. It doesn't matter that you are teaching outside; you're still in, and I hope to have you in for a long time. We are thinking about creating a group of graduated students, and I think it's going to be a good idea because we can be in touch um, more frequently. Thank you very much again. Lovely experiences. And I don't know if there is another teacher or another student who wants to make any comment aloud.
I would just like to say that I'm constantly being reminded of everything you taught us in the program. Right now, I'm teaching in the international school, so I'm constantly checking essays and teaching grammar, the grammar trees, and everything that I dearly remember. Things about literature from Mr. Parada and all of that. So it has become extremely important, and I feel very honored. Like I said in the previous video that I sent to Ms. Cole and Ms. Parada, I feel very honored that I can say I was your student. It really leaves a mark, and you cannot forget that. So thank you very much for everything and for inviting us today. That's it.
Thank you, Camila.
Well, in my case, before I leave, I hadn't seen lots of you for a long time, and it's been a pleasure. I think it's a good idea to put everyone in contact again. When you have this experience of being away from home, from university, you get the chance to compare. Inevitably, you will see other people, how they use their English, and universities in Chile specifically. So I could say we are on the right track. Okay, it's a good level, it's a good career. You get really well prepared. So in that sense, the work teachers are doing, keep on doing it, and we just appreciate for that.
Thank you, Damián. Thank you very much.
Sure.
I know that you're doing a very good job at school with a very professional team, with Fernando and the other teachers. Okay, and you know Fernando is part of this group of the organizers, and that is so nice to have that you are still part of our program. Or it doesn't matter if you are teaching at school, you are still connected with our university, with our program. And that is the idea of this English Fest, connect the generations. And I hope it's going to be for a long time. All right, I think it's been a very nice morning with a lot of experiences and good advice. And the fest goes on, you know, we still have an important event. We're kind of late, but the information that and all the experiences that we were talking about were very important. And the second event in this morning is our talent show. And there are people waiting there to show their talents. Okay, not only students or current students from the program, but also teachers and graduated students. So you are cordially invited to stay in and watch our talent show. I'm sure you will get surprised because there are different areas or categories that we have included in the show, not just music. And well, things are getting better. So just let's have a short break. And I don't know if Jimena wants to say anything to close this part.
Well, no, just I'm very grateful to all the former students of our program for being here and to Miss Ruth. And I think we'll see you back at 12:30. for our talent show. So this meeting will stay open. So at 12:30, yeah, we are back.
All right, well, back at 10:30, and well, you can get a cup of coffee or I don't know, water, whatever. Not alcohol. Alcohol is forbidden in this presentation. All right, see you later on, and thank you very much again.
Bye-bye. Thanks for the invitation. Take care, all of
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you around. Cheers.
Thank you.